What's happening, guys? This is the Gate 7 International podcast. The cup game against PAS Giannena just finished 5 or 10 minutes ago. 1-1 draw in the first leg of the semi-final of the Greek Cup. We got the away goal. It wasn't pretty, but we've got a second leg to go. Labro, any quick thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it so much, I would say. It was a bit a mediocre game from us. Maybe the players were still riding on that high from the game against Ike. I don't know, but let's get into the match ratings because some players are going to want to look away, I'll say right now.
Let's get into the player ratings. We're going to have more on this game tomorrow in a live episode that we'll be streaming at 11 o'clock Central European time. That's 5 o'clock US Eastern time. We're going to have some big announcements tomorrow, so don't miss that, guys. Now, getting into the player ratings for today. Jose Sa, the keeper. Immediately on my side, I'm going to say he gets a 9 for me even. I think he's made two absolutely massive saves, a one-on-one in the second half, and then another one after a cross. We could have been easily 3-0 down after about 65 minutes. It's a 9 for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was the man of the match for me. I honestly, I can't think of many players who played better, maybe Thrylos in the second half, but just going back to people who wanted him gone and Olympiakos who was saying he should leave or sit on the bench, just like stupid things.
How things can change in football very quickly.
Exactly.
Semedo, what about Semedo? I think the centre-backs today were in general a bit shaky, but
yeah,
it's like if we have 6 as an average, for me it was a 6. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, I would give him a 6 maybe as well. He almost got sent off. He almost had one of those Semedo-like classic challenges, happens like one every 4 or 5 games where it was last man, he almost got sent off. So he didn't get sent off, so 6, I would say. Yeah, sounds about right.
And Bar, I know that you had some words for him in our WhatsApp group.
Yeah, Adi is like literally Ba cannot put a foot wrong for him. And there's been behavior that has been building up for some time now. The aggressive hitting of the ball, the talking to the ref, he put his hands on the ref after the penalty, the stupid passes, the stupid tackles. Like he could have given away another penalty, and just he doesn't think sometimes, I think. And I mentioned this in a podcast, and I'll save this for a podcast because Adi's gonna yell at me and go back and say I'm wrong, but he's just reckless, and sometimes he just does stupid things and dives in, and just I don't know. It's just he's turning me off a bit lately. I would sit him on the bench for a little while. I would give him a 5 today. It has to be said he gave away the penalty as well. Hands were a bit outstretched, even though for me it wasn't a penalty.
So I think doing a bit of research on that, actually, if the ball hits his chest and then hits his hand, according to the rules, it's not a penalty. It's hard to tell. I mean, from some of the replays you saw, it seemed quite clear that it's hit his chest, but his arm is open. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into that letter of the law stuff, but I think he displayed those lapses in concentration that we see from time to time. So I think it was a below average performance for him. So I'd probably agree with the 5 as well, to be honest. Yeah. Socrates.
I don't know. I think he was the best out of the 3 of them, so maybe a 6.5, but then he came off at halftime. I don't know if he's injured. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Yeah. I think that's an easy one. Whereas Oleg, on the left-hand side, neither hot nor cold for me. Yeah. I think I'd maybe even a 5. He just didn't really do it for me today, and he got subbed off as well.
I don't know what's going on, but it seems like maybe since the first leg in Eindhoven, second leg in Eindhoven, it's been a bit shaky. Can we say that? I don't know. I've noticed some people are starting to question him long term. I think that's way too fast. I think he showed us a lot, but it's not coming off for him right now. And maybe that could be due to some other players we're going to talk about higher up the pitch. But yeah, I think that's a fair rating what you gave him.
Okay. What about the man on the other side, Kenny Lala?
It's the same story. I don't know what's going on, but it's just he does it. Can I say he's off the pace almost? Is that the right way to put
He
it? Like,
hasn't gelled. He's not
yeah,
ready. Don't know.
yeah,
It's a bit too much maybe to say he's off the pace. It just looks to me like he hasn't settled. And we'll get to Andrus later. But really, when Thanasi came on in the second half, it looked like completely different in terms of width and shape and aggressiveness on the right hand side when he came on. So
yeah,
for me, Kenny's like a 5 today.
yeah. I would agree with that.
Going to the midfield now, Mady Camara, a few surging runs that I like to see in particular. But again, all in all, I thought it was pretty average and maybe a bit tired after the international break.
Yeah.
And the 5-1 win. It wasn't his best performance, but I still think he gets a 6.
Yeah, I thought both of them in the midfield today, Bouchalakis as well, I thought were just mediocre
Ish.
today.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it was they played, was it Sunday night in Awaka, and it was a big win and everyone was so excited, blah, blah, blah. The fans were there outside the stadium.
Yeah.
And you go to Giannena, which is, I don't want to offend any listeners, but just like northwestern rural part of Greece, cold and rainy a lot of times, as you probably saw from the pitch. It's kind of a tough place to get up to play, and maybe a few players weren't up for it today. And I think maybe the midfield was part of that. I would say an average game from him.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you, and the same goes for Bouchalakis, in my opinion. Again, neither hot nor cold, just kind of meh-ish in the midfield. Couple of those annoying moments where you see him kind of receive the ball in midfield and he gets caught in possession. But again, all in all, it's kind of probably a 6 for me as well for Bouchalakis.
I would agree with that.
Okay, moving a bit further forwards. For me, I've said it before. Not worth the money.
Not worth the money. Not even worth like 3 million euros for me. How many chances did he miss today? I don't know. He had a few. He had 2 or 3.
I don't know, but for what he's been brought in to do, he's not doing that job. And
I think
I'd rather see
Masouras does the same thing.
you know what? I was quite surprised to see that Vrusai wasn't in the squad.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Did he make the list? Did he travel?
No, he wasn't in the squad.
I
He
didn't
wasn't
see
in the
that.
squad
Okay.
list at all, and I was a bit surprised by that. But yeah, for me, he's like a 5 for Bruma.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I feel like when the field is compact or when he is pressed, like he doesn't have anything. When it's open field and he can stretch the legs, you see why maybe some people thought he was a 15 million euro player, but when you put someone tight on him, it's nothing.
There's moments here and there, but it's just not good enough for what we bought him to do,
For
and
sure.
that's the bottom line. Fortounis. So for me, if he didn't get the assist, it would be like a 5 or a 6. But with the assist, gets a 7 for me.
It's difficult because I saw a lot of people. There was a lot of talk on social media today. I was actually following a bit. Like mostly Greek-speaking community was talking about like he's just not the same. And I said in our chat that oh God, days like today, I should say, just like you just wonder where it's gone, because the set pieces were poor in the first half, the corners were poor. He had the one where he slipped and all their fans were jeering him. And there were just moments where you're like, that magic that we fell in love with isn't there. Like, still a good player, but like the standard we've put up for him is not there. And I think that's hard to say, but yeah, I think a 6.5 maybe for me because there's so many things he did poorly as well, even though he did get the assist.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm between a 6.5 and a 7. In the end he had that moment, where that's what you expect for him, and it's no surprise that he's the one that delivers the ball in for our favorite
Oh yeah.
Hassan. So
Yeah.
go shoot.
No, he was so mediocre today until that goal. He missed the tap in like usual. He wasn't getting on the ball. He wasn't holding up the ball. He wasn't doing anything really. I'm interested to see what Ari is going to show in the Y Scout data, but I don't think he touched the ball over 20 times today. I don't think he
I was surprised in the first 10 minutes of the game. I thought he got quite a few touches on the ball, but then you're right. I mean, I was ready for a mega rant tomorrow when we get together to talk about how we need another striker in the summer. Absolutely need a striker. I still believe we need another striker.
Yeah, look out for that. We'll see.
I still believe we need another striker. I think that Hassan is a good option coming off the bench. God forbid El Arabi gets injured next season. I just don't think I don't know. But I don't want to piss all over him because the goal he scored was just brilliant. It was like Alekos Alexandris at his best, the scissor kick magician. It was a fantastic goal.
It was a good goal. It was an amazing goal.
8. I give him an 8. I give him an 8 just because of that.
7.5. I'll give him a 7. Can't give him an 8.
Okay. Fair enough. 7.5. I take it a notch down.
Okay.
And then a few of the subs. M'Vila, we love him.
He's so good. It's just when he came on the field, things changed that quick. Just great. Yeah. I don't know if you can give a sub more than like a 7. I would give him a 7.5. Like, just fantastic.
Masouras, neither here nor there.
He didn't do much, but I noticed immediately. I thought he was better than Bruma, which is nothing much. So maybe a 6.5, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. El Arabi had a moment today where he was in a situation where he had
Fortounis,
Masouras to his left and Fortounis to his right. And he just held the ball too long, and you're just like, oh, man.
Yeah, Fortounis kind of like, I don't know if you saw, he hit the ground and was yelling. Yeah. You could hear his yell on the speaker.
I saw that.
He was mad. But his hold-up play was good. He was coming really deep. I don't know if you noticed that, but he was so deep because he was just trying to help out the midfield. I don't know.
Because we changed the formation 3 times against it. Like we started with the 3-4-3, then it changed to 4-2-3-1 when Holebas came on, and then it ended up with a 4-4-2.
Mm-hmm. Strange, but yeah, I would say 6.5 again, 6. I don't know.
Yeah, probably an average kind of 6 for him. Yeah. Andreas,
I feel like he was the money maker today. Like he came on and offered a lot in the first 15 minutes or so that he was on, and then he kept running and running and running. I thought he played fantastic. I would give him a 7 or 7.5 probably.
I give him a 7.5 too. I thought he made a difference coming on. Yeah. Last one, Holebas, 6.5. Did his job.
I just don't. I don't know. I get what he was trying to do to bring him on. Like he was. I just think Ba was just technically he's not able to do that. I just think that the back 3 of, and I know they did it against Ike, but Ba, Semedo, and Socrates, I live and die on this. Like you need one of the 3 that is more attacking. I know Semedo is technically good and he's considered our ball playing defender, but like you need someone like Azpilicueta. I always go back to Azpilicueta, but like I'm sure my Italian friends will remind me of some Italian who does it in Serie A because they run this system all the time. And we don't have that. And with this 3-4-3, I love it. I like the idea of it, but we need someone. And I think that someone's Svetsovar Markovic. No, that's getting way ahead of myself.
Let's see. Looking forward to seeing him next season. That brings us to the end. Guys, tomorrow, do not miss the live episode. As I said at the beginning, 11 o'clock CET, 5 p.m. US Eastern Time. Big announcements coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hit subscribe. Hit us a like if you liked what you see. Until next time. Thrylos, Yapada.